Other forms as my money now acquired by the but Ghanatube, Mamma is a Ghanatube, the Yanto Honoma, fresh, near the Nina Bremo, Samusumunia, Sunamunti, Namushe, Namuha, dear Coswo Ghana, so the four. See, and you say John Dramani Mahama, yes, I 1 Ghana CD, I 4 levy suspension, now the 200 for you see, on cost for non cream when yes, idea. Send your Israel new ranch as a Tokana Kosono, John Dramani Mahama will cremu dear a behar to the 4. In Tigana Funina, see John Dramani Mahama, yes, suspension of the 1 Ghana CD 4 levy, no. Koswana cream was a Ghana phone, the 4 when I am semi cost I must begin in a door Ghana to the for my uncle. 90 cents and winning 9 well Ghana to be met to see her.
Is cautioning governments to hold off on implementing the suspended 1 Ghana cedi levy on every litre of petrol and diesel as global prices fall, following Iran's decision not to block the critical Strait of Hormuz, which serves as a checkpoint for about 20% of global oil per day, and instead retaliate against recent U.S. attacks on its nuclear facilities by targeting a military base in Qatar. Brent crude prices have dropped by 5% in the last 12 hours. Speaking on Newsdesk this morning, Professor Suming noted that despite a drop in oil prices, government must not rush to reintroduce the levy.
There's so much uncertainty right now. It probably makes sense for the government to put this on hold and to observe. Look, things are just swinging left, right, center. Only 2 days ago, after the U.S. involvement in the war, things seem to go crashing. And then, fast forward another day, we've seen there's a truce, and we are not so sure how long, whether this truce will hold and for how long. So I think, also considering that next month is only the mid-year review, I think perhaps the government will be better off holding off bringing back this levy, and then at least observing to see that whether indeed the war is going to, at least for a substantial time, be put on hold. Then we'll be able to see. I think that's essentially what I would expect the government to do, not to rush to start implementation of the economy, and the government has gotten on to a great start. The economy is recovering. I think it will be good that we don't do anything that will turn the momentum, or to also turn the public, the extremely goodwill that the government is enjoying from the general public. I think that the public will understand that new sources have to be found. But my thinking is that we are planning to reform our system, our VAT anyway. So why don't we implement this as part of that major reform of the VAT that the finance minister said is going to come up? However, if the government feels that it's so urgent, I think it's important that we don't see an immediate increase in fuel prices at the pumps. I think that is where it will all come crashing.
So let's make sense of all the
of course, yes, John Dramani Mahama, any quite say operate no home, dealer we know the buy, any quite say John Dramani Mahama operate no home. Now this are dealer we never see. Ghana has say no one money say Israel and Iran conflict. I butu or Ghana has because of that. No, I'm in some cost in TC and your full price in Christ. So say bit me up for and I say cost of the floor. In TC, John Dramani Mahama, TC and dealer we know your fan buy no. Uncle so I don't create Musa. Man of somebody see uncle so I suspending it. So for when I sema Ghana phone in I can't want some I'm speaking in your bro Ghana to for my uncle 9 and 2 and some so Ghana to near to see.
The arguments pouring in so far, we've put up these graphics to help you understand. So we are saying that Brent crude prices currently stands at $68.46 per barrel. That is an 8% drop from last week. And remember, this is coming on the back of the retaliation from Iran and on the back of the US's strike. And so this is what it's showing, that we are seeing some sort of decline. And in terms of the open and daily closing prices for Brent crude prices, as you can see, we have 80.29 coming from 70.65%. And before and after the Israel-Iran conflict, exchange rates for US dollars to Ghana cedis before and after the Israel-Iran conflict is what we are showing you right now on your screens. Well, from 22nd May, it was up around 11.63% and dropped to 10.35% and has been stable, operating around 10.35, 10.25 and ending around 10.3% as at the early hours of today and last hours of yesterday. So that helps us put things in perspective. But in other news, a labor consultant has described the industrial action by the National Identification Authority Division of the Public Sector Workers Union as illegal. The group is protesting a delay by the Finance Ministry to provide, quote, definitive commitment or timelines regarding payment of operational support allowance, end quote. So speaking on Joy News Desk earlier today, Ofosu Asamoah asked the group to dialogue with government to resolve the matter. Here's more.
Right, it is captured in the supplement budget. Just about like you see, so that is why that you have a government we have not service. There's just one way to make, and it has explained that the failure died in the earlier budget. But you press for it, but the supplementary budget, and this is not done by clearing strike. It is done by negotiation. And the negotiation has failed between the two parties. You call in a third party. In this case, the National Labour Commission. Yeah, it's a lawful institution to mediate or to get into it and help resolve the problem. But you are failed to bring in the National Labour Commission by giving a requisite notice and just declaring a strike. You see, it has become one too many that people don't want to negotiate. People don't want to take the route.
Why do you think that is? Don't you also think that maybe this union supposedly to be the referee is not also helping, which is why they don't trust the commission to go to the commission with their concerns?
We have not said we don't trust the commission. We have only failed to seek the assistance of the commission.
Okay.
Not because we don't trust the commission. Because the law says even if you don't trust the commission to resolve it, the law mandates you notify them if you want to go on strike. So notify them. If you are not calling their intervention, they would have written for the commission to intervene. But they are not written. So you want to declare strike. Now the law says if you want to declare strike, notify the commission. If you want to declare strike, it must be by the national and not the judiciary.
Other for when I am somewhere cost of Ghana, I say I'm beginning now, bro. Ghana to see John Dramani Mahama. I have one Ghana city D levy now was suspended. So on cost one Musa because senior Israel and Iran conflict in the Canadian issue. Into John Dramani Mahama Israel say, Consuana Musa man, yes, idea, accept at to Ghana for the when a breaking news case here. Abato, I'm beginning now, bro. Ghana to the memory and Fisamba like and my subscribe on my channel, my notification bar so mine. Send a bear, bring a beer, drop your content. I will own a man of Catalonia and Tempano, I should wait for aha. And I'm in something in Abesi or Ghanatube. Macam in Abedamina.